this video, I'm dropping this underwater submarine on a coral reef right off this fishing pier, and what we saw down there was absolutely insane. So without further ado, let's dive right into this video. We started our morning heading out of Hillsborough Inlet. After fishing for about 2 hours, the bite was slow, and all we managed to catch were some bonitas. Not exactly what we were hoping for. So we made a move. We decided to run up to this pier off Lauderdale by the sea, where this massive coral reef was. Once we got there, we positioned the boat and started rigging up our underwater submarine. So we pulled the yellow cord out of the bag, and if you guys have ever watched one of these submarine videos, you know it's always a tangled mess here. But once we got it sorted out, the next step was to gently plug it into the back of the submarine. You want to make sure this connection is extremely tight, because even if a little water gets into that connection, your whole sub is done for the day. Once I plugged the cord in, my brother Hunter started setting up his phone. And this submarine runs on Bluetooth through a specific Wi-Fi signal. So once he was connected, it was go time. We positioned the boat right over this reef, and just like that, it was time to drop this submarine in the water. We placed the submarine in the water and slowly watched it start to sink beneath the surface. On this day, we were sitting at about 15 feet deep, and that's the ideal depth for this sub to explore and capture clear footage with it. So now we're switching over to our underwater point of view. You can already see a few fish down here, and right off the start, we ran into a small school of fish cruising through the reef. But later in this video, we captured some of the most unbelievable footage we've ever gotten with this submarine. So this first school we ran into was packed with mangrove snappers, chubs, and porkfish. And if you're looking to catch snappers, this spot was absolutely loaded with them. We saw tons of mangrove and yellowtail snappers swimming around this coral reef. And if you guys want to fish here yourself, we were right off the Lauderdale by the sea pier, sitting at about 15 feet of water. After filming that first school, we continued moving through this reef, on the lookout for lobster and crabs. That was the main objective of this video. We checked under multiple rocks, but this spot just wasn't holding any lobsters. While we were searching, a couple more chubs swam right past the submarine, and these chubs are everywhere on these shallow patch reefs down here in South Florida. We kept working our way along the reef and soon ran into a new school of fish. You can see a bunch of mangrove snappers again swimming around, and some look like grunts, but I'm not 100% sure. If you guys know what those other fish are, drop a comment and let me know. As we continued to cruise through this coral reef, fish were just everywhere. It really shows you how packed these Florida reefs can be. In 20 seconds, you guys are going to see out of nowhere a giant fish swam right up to the camera, and that giant led us straight into one of the biggest schools of fish we have ever filmed with the submarine. As we continued through all these chubs, we spotted a yellowtail snapper to the far right of the screen. With this underwater submarine, you can really see how loaded these reefs are with a variety of different snappers. Then we finally found a rocky area that looked promising. In this rocky area is where we found a giant barracuda that swam right up to the submarine, which was really cool. We started following this barracuda, and he ended up leading us straight into a massive school of fish that we're about to see in a couple seconds. We continued following this barracuda, and you guys let me know in the comments down below where you would like to see us drop this underwater submarine next. Last weekend we took this sub out 5 miles and dropped it under a massive seaweed patch. And if you guys are into this kind of underwater exploration, make sure to drop a sub. We have a ton of new underwater videos just like this coming out soon. So as you guys can see now, we turned the submarine left and we ran into a massive school of fish. As we made our way through this giant school, we spotted some awesome fish. Honestly, I'm not sure what kind of fish they are, so if you guys know, let me know in the comments. But a little further into this school, we caught sight of this bright blue parrotfish, which was so cool. We now have this sub right in the middle of this massive school, and there were so many different species all around us. Then out of nowhere, this bright blue parrotfish swam right into the mix of this school. Seeing all these different fish with the submarine camera rolling made this whole video totally worth it. Moments like this is exactly why we use this submarine. We followed these fish into one area, and the best part was they weren't scared at all. Our submarine was literally swimming right alongside their school like it belonged there. Then we got to this one spot where it looked like all these fish started eating the coral. I'm not 100% sure what they were doing, but we continued to film while they did this for a bit, and then we slowly started heading back towards the boat. We now started making our way towards the surface with this submarine. Once we got to the top of the surface, we turn off the sub, and then I slowly start pulling the line towards the boat. I then grabbed the submarine and we were successfully able to retrieve it. We hope you guys enjoyed this underwater video, and we hope to see you next Wednesday for the next Barjack's fishing video.